Netflix is testing ways to defeat password sharing, HBO and Discovery look to combine streaming services, and YouTube TV may gradually be updating its look. All that and more in this week's episode of Cord Cutting Weekly. Hi folks, and welcome to another Friday. It is Friday, March 18th, 2022, and this is Cord Cutting Weekly, the show where we wrap up the past week in cord cutting and streaming news. And like we said at the very beginning, we've got several stories to discuss, including Netflix's fight against password sharers. But first, of course, if you haven't done so already, please do take a second to consider clicking on those like and subscribe buttons down below. Both of those really do help out our channel considerably, and we greatly appreciate it. And of course, if this is your first time viewing Cord Cutting Weekly, just a quick heads up. For all of the stories we're about to discuss here, you'll find links to those stories included down below in the video description, and those links will bring you on over to our news website, cordcuttersnews.com, where you can stay up to date on all things streaming 24/7. And now with that all being said, let's dive straight into the news, starting with Netflix's latest attempts to thwart password sharing. So yes, Netflix's latest efforts to combat password sharing include testing a pair of new features aimed at those sharing their accounts with outside users. These new tests are being conducted in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru before potentially expanding to more markets later. The first test feature allows standard or premium account holders to add up to 2 users outside of their home. Those sub-accounts pay a lower price than the main subscriber, and they get access to their own profile, personalized recommendations, and more. And as for that price, well, it varies depending on the test market, but those sub-accounts end up paying the equivalent of $2 to $3 per month. And the second test allows basic, standard, or premium users to share their account with outside users, including a shared viewing history, watch list, and recommendations. Again, these are just tests at the moment, so we'll see what, if anything, Netflix takes away from these experiments. In any case, what are your thoughts on these options? Would you pay $2 or $3 per month for unique profiles for other users, or would you just use a shared profile with shared viewing histories and watch lists? Feel free to sound off in the comment section down below. Next, we've got some merger items to discuss. First up, Amazon has announced it's officially closed on its $8.5 billion acquisition of MGM. Now, we first reported on rumors of a deal back in May of last year, and Amazon and MGM made a joint statement confirming the deal soon after. And fast forward to this week, and the deal has now received clearance from the European Commission, while the FTC had until a deadline this month to decide on challenging the move. The acquisition means Amazon gets access to a catalog of more than 4,000 films and 17,000 TV episodes, some of which are likely to make an appearance on Amazon streaming platforms sooner or later. And speaking of mergers, with the WarnerMedia and Discovery Union on track to close soon, we're hearing more about the fates of included streaming services. This week, Discovery confirmed that HBO Max and Discovery Plus would be combined into a single streaming platform. Now, execs have said the combination won't be an overnight thing, and the post-merger company will work toward a bundle deal of some sort for both streaming services before they're combined into a single platform. And in addition to questions about how, there are also questions about how much. And while we don't have any concrete info just yet, we'll definitely be keeping a close eye on these two services as they begin their spiral toward each other. For now, though, if you'd be interested in a combo of HBO and Discovery content, what price would you be willing to pay? You know where to let us know. Moving on, we've started seeing reports of user interface changes over on YouTube TV. Some users have spotted what looks like a redesigned grid guide on the live TV streaming service. So far, users on Chromecast with Google TV and Roku devices seem to be the ones posting about the change on social media, so it looks like the updates are gradually making their way to supported devices. Now, this would line up with recent blog posts from YouTube TV that hinted at updates to the service's interface later this year. And in any case, if you're a YouTube TV user out there, be on the lookout for some tweaks to the menus and guides, and feel free to sound off in the comment section down below with any first impressions you may have. Next up, it's update time for Apple TV users. Last week we learned that Apple was planning to release the latest round of updates to its software platforms, and sure enough, version 15.4 of tvOS was released earlier this week. Of course, since this is more of an intermediate release rather than a sweeping overhaul, there aren't too many massive new features on board, but one neat new trick is support for dealing with captive portals. Hotels, dorms, and other short-term stay locations often use captive portals for guests to sign on to the on-site internet access, and tvOS 15.4 lets you use your iPhone or iPad as a go-between to make those signups easier. So if you haven't already, you can fire up your Apple TV HD or newer and update to tvOS 15.4. And if you'd like to know more about captive portals and using your streaming device in hotels or elsewhere on the road, be sure to check out our recent video, which we'll link to in the video description. Next up, a story that popped up late last week after we published our previous episode, so we're mentioning it now for those who may have missed it. We're talking about Hulu's move to include unlimited DVR functionality for all of its live TV streaming subscribers. The change is set to go into effect next month, more specifically on April 13th, 2022. Hulu's been making some changes to its live TV streaming service of late, like including access to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus as part of a Hulu with Live TV subscription, although that change did come along with a price hike to $69.99 per month. And until this announcement, Hulu with Live TV subscribers had access to a standard 50-hour DVR with the option to add on a 200-hour limit for an added fee each month. And yes, in case you're wondering, those who have been paying extra for the Enhanced Cloud DVR or the Enhanced Cloud DVR Plus Unlimited Screen Bundle will see their monthly bill decrease accordingly. And of course, you can find out more in our full post link down below. In sports news, the WNBA League Pass is upping its subscription rate for the first time since it launched back in the 2016 season. The streaming service offers full season access to every team's games, at least the ones not subject to local or national blackout rules, and up until this year, the service's asking price had been $16.99 per season. However, this year the rate is jumping up to $24.99. Fans can also purchase a single team option for $9.99, but again, blackout restrictions apply. And of course, you can find out more in our full post link down below. And last but not least this week, one more sports-related topic. We're officially in the thick of March Madness, which makes it an exciting time for fans of college basketball or just fans of making and tracking brackets in general. And if you're looking for ways to catch all the games for the men's and women's tournaments this year, especially as the competition heats up in the later rounds, definitely check out our ongoing coverage over at cordcuttersnews.com. And you can also catch up on ways to watch March Madness without a cable or satellite subscription via our recent video, which we'll link to in the video description down below. And so there you go. Those were some of the top headlines from the past week. And as we always say at this point, thank you all for watching. And again, please do consider clicking on those like and subscribe buttons down below. They are a tremendous help to our channel, and they also help signal to YouTube that it should probably continue recommending our content to more and more viewers. For now, though, I thank you all again for tuning in, and we'll see you next Friday for our next episode of Cord Cutting Weekly. My name is Philip Palermo, and I hope you all have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Take care.